Like the corners of my mind. Okay. Hey, folks.
We can't get hit for copyright on that, can we? Like if we're singing it ourselves.
No, as long as we do less than 30 seconds,
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Yeah,
we should be
okay.
all right.
All right.
Hey, folks, how's it going out there? It is time for another edition of Rebel Nerd Radio. This is episode number 219. And I am one half of your team, Steve, aka Otter272, and with me is JD, aka Rodeo Rock 71. How's it going, JD?
Man, it's been a freaking busy week, dude. It's actually been a pretty busy week. First of all, I went and saw Superman this weekend. And for those of you who don't know, if you are not familiar, we have a little show that we do called Kryptonian Chronicles that myself, Steve, and a few other guests, when they have a chance, come on. And we will probably be discussing our reviews and our thoughts on the show on Superman. But I went and saw Superman this weekend with the girlfriend. That was a lot of fun. And let's see what else. Yesterday I was on a little extra show with some old friends that are good collectors. That they collect a lot of everything, but they do. I know them through the Star Wars collector community. But for those of you who have been with us for a while, I've mentioned them before, and some of you in the chat may know who I'm talking about. Mr. Mark Chevy Geek. I was on an episode of Tub Thumpers with him and his brother, who is in England, yesterday. And if you get a chance, check out the show. It was a lot of fun. Had a great time with them, and we got a crap ton of new subscribers and a whole lot of people that came over from the show that decided to be a part of the our Rebel Nerd Radio fam. And I'm glad that they're here. Hopefully they're watching, and if they are, please comment, and stick with us in the chat. For those of you who know us and see some new people in the chat, they probably came over from Shabby Geeks show the other day. And but yeah, we had a lot of fun. That was yesterday. So like I said, if you get a chance, go check it out. It's a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, and let's see. What else, man? It's actually been pretty quiet on the storm front. Not too bad. I think the summer heat, the intense summer heat's getting ready to kick in, which makes my life a little bit easier. Not for working purposes, but I mean for storm
Yeah.
purposes. So, but I'm gonna knock on wood on that because every time I say something like that, it usually blows up in my face. So, but we are expecting storms like Wednesday night into Thursday morning, so there's a very good chance that it probably will blow up in my face. But hey, whatever. Let's see, man. I don't know. Other than that, you watched some Clone Wars movie this weekend. Kind of get caught up, a little bit of a refresher. I went and saw it, was originally in the theaters, so I just had to do a refresher because it's always part of my annual Star Wars marathon watch that I do every year. So, but I had to watch it again just to refresh my memory and everything. So that was cool. Yeah. So yeah, not too bad of a weekend, man. It was pretty nice. How
I
about you,
never
Steve?
got, I never got to see that one in the theater. I would like to see it in the theater.
Yeah, yeah.
Never
I
got to
got.
see it there.
I actually went to see. I didn't even know. I didn't realize it was coming out, and then I saw like I went to see another movie, and I saw a poster for it, and I was like, no kidding. All right, cool. That's cool. So I went,
Nice.
decided to go to the theaters and see it, and yeah, it was cool. It was a lot of fun in theaters.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, hey, who do we got in the chat? We got Matthew, who is here under protest.
Man,
Okay.
but
Uh,
you see our smiling. But you get to see our smiling face.
yes. Joy is with us again. How you doing, Joy?
Enjoy.
And we also have Brennan. Hello, sir.
Hello, hey Brennan.
And Matthew wants to know, JD, do you rewatch the entire Clone Wars series every year?
No, no.
Amateur.
Normally,
No.
yeah, no kidding. No, normally I don't do like for the annual rewatch. We don't do the animated stuff because if we actually went through and watched like Clone Wars and
Yeah.
Rebels, it would literally take all year to get through it, and then we would have to rewatch it again all year, and we would spend the entire, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but it already takes like 6. It already takes, like, depending on the schedule and how much storm work I do and other things and other obligations, it takes almost 6 months for us to actually sit down and be able to watch everything. Anyway,
I tend to rewatch story arcs. Like I'll have a hanker in to watch a certain story arc, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For me, yeah, I have seen. What have I done this week besides work, which is horrible. I hate my job. I've seen Superman twice.
Nice.
Worst movie ever made. Don't go watch it. I'm kidding. I plan to see it again. I'll probably go.
Where's
I'll probably
Dave?
go. I'll probably go
Dave?
see it.
Where's Dave? Dave should be here to hear you say it.
I will probably go and see it again tomorrow. But other than that, I was on Comic Den again with Spencer, and we talked about, what did we talk about? Superman for All Seasons. Which that was a fun talk because it is both. I feel like that sometimes, Matthew. I really do. He said that I'm reminding him more and more of Peter from Office Space. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that a lot. I talk about it at work too. What was I talking about? No. Superman for All Seasons, which is really good book. If you have not had a chance to check it out, go check that one out. We might talk about it eventually on Kryptonian Chronicles. I think our next episode, we're either going to do our review of the Superman movie, or we're going to talk about Superman number 75, The Death of Superman.
That was originally what we were supposed to do, but I feel like that we need to do the review.
I think we're probably going to end up doing the review. And I was thinking, I haven't talked about this with Dave or any of the other folks that I'm thinking of inviting. I'm thinking we do a live Kryptonian Chronicles.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, to do a review. I bet we can get a lot of views out of that.
I bet so.
So that's probably going to be our next. That's probably going to be our next episode. We will do our Superman 75 episode eventually.
Joy, I do agree. Superman was good. You'll have to get in on our non-spoiler or our spoiler review of Superman, because
Joy, if you can find the time, perhaps you can join us on our panel discussion.
Ooh.
Hit me up on Discord and we'll talk about that.
No pressure.
No pressure at all. Just a thought. So tonight we're going to be talking about the Clone Wars movie. And we will talk about that, and we will probably sidestep and talk about other stuff, because
that's what we do here.
That's what we do. Yeah, no, Matthew, I do not come in on my day off. Sometimes I don't even go in on my day to work. Yeah, for those of you that are new to watching this show, whether you are in the chat room or not, we have a lot of squirrel moments where we jibber jabber about. We get off track a lot. It happens.
We even have a dedicated mascot for it, Steve.
We do. Let me.
View the squirrel.
Cue the squirrel. That is our mascot, Nut.
And if you are the sitting here watching us, indulging in a beverage, cheers, and we toast every time Nut comes on the screen.
I've got my coffee because I don't drink alcohol. But yeah, so we're going to talk about Clone Wars movie. We're going to do probably sidestep into something else. Like last week, we somehow got off on the tangent of costuming.
Yeah.
And then we're also going to have our show and tell time which has been dubbed by our chat room showing our thingies.
Yeah, we didn't come up with that.
We didn't come up with that.
And I explained that too with Shabby too. I said they were laughing. Him and his brother actually were laughing hysterically because I told him about it. And then he was like, "Oh my God, you don't really call it that, do you?" And I said, "Yes, we actually call it that." And I said, "But me and Steve are not the perpetrators of that. It is not us that came up with that. That was 100% the people in the chat.
Yeah, for us, it was just going to be show and tell time.
It was just going to be show and tell time, and people started calling it "Show me your thingies."
Matthew, we have actually already done an episode about Office Space. Were you? I don't know if you were with us at that time.
Nope. Well, I would have had to respectfully decline that one because I have never watched it. I don't think I've ever watched Office Space.
What is your problem?
Sorry, never seen Office Space.
No, let's see. When did we do that one? That was episode number.
Oh no! Wait a minute. Hang on a second. I might have seen that a long time ago. Sorry.
I don't know what episode number that was, but it was. We did it in. Oh crap! Now I can't find the date. Hold on. June of 2023 is when we did that one. That was like shortly before you joined us, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah, DJ.
Sure. No, you know what? I'm like, I have seen that movie, but it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have seen it.
Yeah, we actually had Chantel on with us on that one.
Nice.
And
nice.
yeah, we so if you're searching for that episode of ours on YouTube, don't search for Office Space because we didn't call it Office Space. The title of that episode is "I Believe You Have My Stapler." So, but yeah, we talk about fun stuff. And right now we're going to talk about our social media.
Ooh.
You want to talk about it? I feel like you don't. I feel like you don't.
I'm on the spot again.
I feel like you don't get to talk about our social media enough, or ever.
Yep. Hey, there's a new person in the chat. Hey, Gap. He was on last night with Chevy and the rest of the guys from Tub Thumpers. Hey, Gap.
Gap, how's it going?
Hey, buddy.
We're about to do some house, not house cleaning. What do you call it? Shit, I don't know. We're about to talk about our social media. Hey, Mr. B.
Mr. B, hey.
So you're coming in just in time. We haven't showed our thingies yet.
We still have the show. Yeah, thingies. We have thingies to show.
Yep,
lots of thingies to
and
show.
I've got a special treat for showing our thingies tonight.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, housekeeping. That's what I was trying to say.
His thingy has a special treat.
Thank you, Joy. Thank you, Joy. Housekeeping. Housekeeping is what I was trying to say.
His thingy has a special guest.
No. I'm going to do something that I've not done on here before.
Ladies and gentlemen, Steve is doing something with his thingy he's never done before.
No. I'm not.
But he has kids, so oh my God.
That's true. All right. Oh, social media.
Yes.
You don't need to remember a whole bunch of...
At the bottom,
okay.
You'll see that thing scrolling across the bottom. That is bio.link, Rebel Nerd Radio.
It is dangerous. Our things are dangerous.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, it can get weird. No.
But you can find... Matthew, I'm left-handed, so that's not really that weird.
That's not called showing your thingy. That's called the stranger.
Yeah. bio.link / Rebel Nerd Radio. That's gonna. You know what? StreamYard has changed its look. What the hell? Where's the present option? There we go. All right. So you go there. It's going to take you to this website right here.
Mm-hmm.
Gap doesn't want to see our lightsabers. Well, I don't think we have lightsabers to show tonight.
I'm showing mine. All of them. Oh, wait a minute. That's not what he's talking about. Sorry.
Yeah, Joy, I got a feeling we're going to be squirreling out tonight.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we've got all our social media links. We've got the YouTube and the Instagram and the Twitter. I'm not calling it X. Facebook, TikTok, Blue Sky, Threads, Tumblr, all that happy crap. Then we've got our most important links right here down at the bottom. We've got the newest episode. It's on YouTube. So if you click on it now, it's going to show you last week's episode. That's going to take you to our Patreon page. We'll talk about that here in a minute. This one is going to take you to our merch page where you can get t-shirts and coffee mugs and cool stuff like that. And this last one right here is going to take you to our Discord. It's a lot of fun, and I'm going to put JD on the spot, and I'm going to let you talk about our Discord. Go!
So, if our weekly dose of weirdness, squirrelness, thingies, pets, and just general shenanigans and debauchery that we put out on this show is not enough for you, for those of you who are new, we have a Discord channel that you can join up with. A lot of the people that you'll find in the chat are in with that community. They're a great bunch of people to talk
Heck
to. And great.
yeah.
I am Sith. I can't repent. Yeah, well, yeah, that would be, yeah. But we have a bunch of people that you'll find in the chat that are in our Discord channel. You'll find myself. You'll find Steve. There's a great community of people in there, and we have all kinds of channels for different things, but from promoting your own stuff to showing your pets, from just a general good morning to everyone, a little bit of uplifting before you go to work, to what you're watching on TV, to what you're seeing at the movie theaters, all kinds of interactions, all kinds of social media, and we monitor it to make sure that there's no toxicity that gets in there. It's just a good group of people that love to chat about what's going on in
No
their daily lives.
politics.
No politics. We don't allow politics. Just like the show, we don't do hater material, and we don't do politics. We try to keep all that out of there. But if you want to be a part of that and you'd like to join our Discord to have carry on conversations and carry on the kind of activities that you see here on the show, please join our Discord and become a part of the Rebel Nerd Radio Discord family.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun on the Discord. It's
Oh
cool.
yeah.
I put a petition for a new channel in the Discord called Thingies. There's no way that could go wrong. Oh boy.
There's no way that can go wrong. Remember that part where I said we monitor the channel to make sure there's, let me.
Yeah, I don't know about that, Joy. That could go horribly wrong. All right, look at there. We got another one. There is Gary Moore in the chat room.
Gary!
Welcome to Rebel Nerd Radio.
Okay, so real quick, Steve, this is mostly for me, you, and if you're planning on attending Rebel ScumCon this year, and for those of you in the chat, please say hi to Mr. Gary Moore. He has been somebody that I've been in contact with
On
and
that
been good
note,
friends with for 24
24
days
until
Woo!
Rebel ScumCon. Woohoo!
Yeah, Mr. Gary Moore is when I told you I went down to Texas to do early entry for Japan, and I hung out with a friend of mine. Mr. Gary Moore is my friend that I hung out with there. Known him for quite a few years now, and he's a fellow collector. He's a fellow Star Wars fan, and he will be attending Rebel ScumCon with us. He'll be
That is
there
awesome.
and be a part of the fun.
Is
And some of you actually might get to meet him in person as part of the show. So I hope that we get a chance to. But everybody say hi to
Does-
Gary. And
Hey,
yeah,
does Gary live in the Dallas area?
he does.
Okay, so he's probably been to a Williams Chicken.
Yeah, Gary, throw it in the chat, buddy. Have you been to a Williams
Have you been
Chicken?
to a Williams Chicken? And if not, why not? Gap wants to know, do we have a video bumper of a thingy? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think you want to see a video of that.
No.
Anyway, so yeah, Discord. That's what we were talking about.
Yes,
We?
Discord. Yes, we were talking about that. I think we were pretty
Squirrel,
cool. Squirrel.
take a drink.
Never been to a Williams Chicken. Oh God. Uh-oh.
Good Lord, man. I don't
Uh-oh.
even live in Dallas, and I've been to a Williams Chicken at least a dozen times.
Gary, I've never been to one either, but it sounds like that when we go to Rebel
Dude.
Scum Con, it sounds like
Yeah,
that
we're
we
going.
have a
We're going.
task. We have a task at hand.
Hey, look at there. We've got another one. IG Kevin. Heck yeah. So
Hey, Kevin.
actually, Gap, JD mentioned tub thumpers earlier in the show. It was like one of the first things he said when
Yeah.
we went live.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, no, Gary. If we get the time, I don't actually remember where Frisco is in comparison to the rest of Dallas.
It's on the north. It's on the north side, and it's just east of 35 Highway.
Okay, the reason I ask is because my favorite there are multiple Williams locations, but my favorite is the one that is downtown, uh, just around the corner from Daily Plaza. That is my favorite one.
And
It's just the best one. They're all
Gary
good. They're all
Gary
good.
says Gary says we will hunt one down. I did tell Gary. I said I'm stopping in Oklahoma to pick you up to bring you along with us. And he said I told him that we were all going to be hanging out together and stuff like that. He's excited to meet you, Steve.
Awesome.
And yeah, so
Keep that in mind,
Gary
and
says he's
when you actually meet me, you may rethink that. I got a touch of ADHD, and you're gonna.
Is this another scroll moment?
My life is a squirrel moment, JD. You should know this by now. Anyway, so yeah, go to our Discord, and also JD is going to tell you about our wonderful Patreon.
So, Steve, I got a question for you.
I do not call it Bill's Chicken. I don't know where you got that idea. It's Williams Chicken.
Gary says, "Haven't we all?" Yes, we all have squirrels.
Yeah,
in our lives.
we all
That's
have
just,
squirrels in our minds. Anyway,
I think
Patreon.
I think it's just part of the human condition at this point.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me get a chance to tell you about our Patreon. For less than a cup of coffee per month, just a couple dollars, $2 as a matter of fact, you can become a part of our Patreon channel. And really, what it does is it helps us pay for the StreamYard bill to keep us on the air, to keep us going. That way that we can keep talking to you, and we don't have to actually, we can help things along by keeping the lights on and just being able to do these things for you folks and have pleasant conversations and watch squirrels chase across the screen, stuff like that. But yeah, come and join our Patreon channel if you get a chance.
I'm just remembering. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I'm just remembering a scene from the Superman movie.
The squirrel.
That has to do with squirrels.
It has to do with squirrels. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
I got you. I know what you're talking about now.
And has to do with a dog. But
yeah. But so you, as being part of our Patreons, you actually get early access to some of the other content that we put out here on the show, which one of them is Kryptonian Chronicles. You'll get early access to Kryptonian Chronicles, which is myself, Steve, and usually some special guests that come on, and we have discussions about Superman. And like the next one we'll do is probably going to be discussions about the new Superman movie and our opinions and how we felt about it and and it is going to be spoiler content, just so you know. There will be spoilers. So if you have not seen the movie and you don't want spoilers, you probably shouldn't watch.
We're trying to push it back a little bit.
Yeah, that's why we're trying to push it back a little bit, give people time to watch it.
Yeah.
But you'll get early access to things like Kryptonian Chronicles. You also get early access to things like the Batcave, which is Steve and Spencer talking about Batman comics.
That's me and Blue.
You and Blue. Oh, I'm sorry. You and Blue. You and Blue talking about Batman comics and stuff like that, which Steve and Blue love. A lot of fun. You also get a lot of we have a lot of other what I would say like variety shows, wouldn't you think, Steve? Shows regarding the X-Men, the Hulk.
We got X-Men, the Hulk.
Mm-hmm. So you'll get early access. Yeah, you'll get early access to those shows and stuff like that. And as a Patreon exclusive, you get access to A Star Wars RPG that myself, Steve, and a couple other people, his son Blue and Mari, who's occasionally on our show, and Dave, or not Dave,
Wait.
Charlie.
Yep.
Yep, Charlie, Mr. Charlie Kirby, who we all do Star Wars role playing game together, which we finished up a few months ago. And right now we're kind of paused, but we're in the middle of the Cyberpunk campaign, which honestly, if you are a Patreon, you'll get to watch, and you probably should because I have no idea what I'm doing. And because that's why Steve is laughing, because I have no idea what I'm doing. And it's evident that I have no idea what I'm doing. But the fact that I have no idea what I'm doing makes it fun and funny because I
It certainly
do
makes it more
not play
fun.
ball. I do not play ball. I don't play ball at all. And our Star Wars campaign, our GM or our game master was Steve. He wrote the story, and we completed that story, which was a lot of fun. It was all Star Wars based, about 10,000 years before the Battle of Yavin, which is a great fun. And then our new cyberpunk our new cyberpunk campaign that we're doing now is actually run by Steve's son Blue, and he wrote the story, and he's kind of guiding us along on that. So that's a lot of fun. And then once we conclude the cyberpunk story, Steve
We do
has
have
actually
we do have another Star Wars campaign coming that I have not completely written, but written enough to where we can get started.
yeah. So if you want to see original Star Wars cyberpunk campaigns based on dice rolling and the whole spirit of the whole spirit of like D&D and that kind of stuff, if you've never seen that kind of thing before, which like I said I haven't, so these all are very new to me, come and join our Patreon. You get to see those exclusive videos, and they're a lot of fun to watch. It was a good time. I had such a great time playing with everyone in those campaigns and all the fun that we're having, and I'm learning as I go on Cyberpunk, which makes it so much fun for everyone else that's part of the campaign because they look at me like I'm a complete idiot. And I am when it comes to Cyberpunk. So it makes it that much more fun and much more comical because they're like, JD, you're supposed to be doing this, but I don't want to do that. I want to do this.
It's a lot
I
of
don't
fun.
care. I don't care how the story's supposed to go. I want to do this.
So yeah, you
But
get all that, and you get stickers.
and we have stickers.
We have stickers.
And we're having you're getting a bunch of stickers that we have that Steve originally designed, which are great. A few of them were printed out by one of the guys in our chat, Matthew, who did a great job printing out some of those stickers. And Steve is constantly coming up with new designs, so we have new stickers coming out all the time, which is fun.
Yeah. So that is why, if you're a patron and haven't gotten your stickers yet, it's probably because I have not gotten the new designs printed, and I want to send them all at once. So we're doing that. But I did get a new order. I ordered a new batch of the main logo stickers. This is the main logo. I ordered another batch because we're going to be passing them out at Rebel ScumCon, and I'm pretty sure that I don't have enough. And looking at all of them together, including the ones that I just ordered, I think I'm probably going to have to order another batch. I still don't think I have enough.
Well, if what Mr. Gary Moore, who's in our chat, was telling me is true, the investment into Rebel ScumCon this year is significantly higher and better than what it was last year. So there will be a lot more attendees.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot more actors and people involved with a lot of the Star Wars shows that are going to be showing up. I'm going to be a lot bigger. So we're going to need a lot of stickers because we actually took 100 of mine and my girlfriend's personal stickers and 100 of the Rebel Nerd Radio stickers, and we ran out like that quick.
Yeah.
So the swag game was a lot of fun. It was a great time, but we're going to need a lot more stickers.
Yeah. So we have these, and we have these, and then we have the ones that Matthew printed up for us.
Yes.
Just same thing. Awesome. They're just not circle. Yeah. So I don't think it's enough. So I'm at
no, I don't think it's enough.
Some more printed.
Especially if you got to send some out to our Patreons, and then we're taking some to Rebel ScumCon. It's not going to be enough.
Exactly. So yeah, so in addition to all of that, if you are a patron, you get to hear your name on the live stream. So without further ado, let's go there. And well, where's my? There we go. All right. So thank you to all our patrons: Dave Brown, Kelly and Chris Olson, Justin Hensley, Charlie Kirby, Chantel Gonzalez, Matthew, Steve Spawn. Hey, wait a minute. Steve's not in the chat tonight. What the hell?
He might be busy. It's summertime, man.
Oh, wow. Brendan, who was in the chat earlier. Taco Cat, who also is not in the chat. That's a little weird. And then Brian is our newest patron. So thank you to all who are patrons. We can't express how much we really appreciate you guys.
We do really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of.
Yeah.
Thank you for being a part of our Patreon. It really does help pay the StreamYard bill, and that's really all it does.
That's really all it does.
It just helps us pay the StreamYard bill.
And if we're being real, we don't have enough patrons to do that.
Yeah.
We're still working on it.
Not yet. We're working on it.
But again, it's only $2 a month. We've talked about raising the price, but I quite frankly don't really want to do it. So if we can get more patrons out there, tell your friends. It's only $2 a month. I mean, really, $2 a month. Come on. It's really not.
It really, I wasn't kidding. It's really cheaper than coffee. The only difference between us and the coffee is that the coffee changes for the season. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
But we are still like weird. We have shenanigans and squirrels, and
yeah, we do.
Yeah.
And we're about to show our thingies, which is what we are going to segue into now. So it is time to show our thingies.
We didn't come up with a name.
We didn't come up with a name, but we're going with it.
We're going with it.
So,
I got two. So you want me to show my first one while you're unboxing?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So as we stated the other night, as I stated, and me and Steve were talking about it earlier, we went to see the Superman movie. And while I was there, I am been a longtime fan of Superman. Obviously, if you watched our episode of Kryptonian Chronicles, me and Steve's top picks for Superman of all time was Christopher Reeve. So everything.
Hey, man! Spoilers. We want them to watch the show. We want them to watch the show.
You still got to watch it because it's a lot of fun to watch. So watch the Kryptonian Chronicles about our rankings of the Superman. I know I just gave out a spoiler, but it's still a lot of fun to watch because you don't know who our other top guys were. But while we were there, I was able to pick up this little memorabilia piece from the theater. So I'll show you this. This is actually a fleece blanket that I was able to pick up.
That's nice. See, and my theater didn't have, other than the weird popcorn bucket, it didn't have any memorabilia.
Really? Ours had like a popcorn bucket and 2 cups. Ours had like a plushie a plushie Superman symbol. It had like a plushie of Crypto. It had a bunch of stuff. And
we had the popcorn bucket, and they had a souvenir cup that was like $25. I'm like, no, I'm not going there.
Yeah, well, yeah, I can't remember how much it was 2 cups, and one of them had Superman on top of it in a theater seat with a popcorn bucket, and the other one had Lex Luthor with a popcorn bucket like they were watching the movie. And then the actual popcorn bucket itself was tin with a plastic lid that you could put on there that seals it in. So, and it had the symbol on it, and then it had like the Fortress of Solitude crystals all over it. It was pretty cool.
Gap says he's going to do a video this weekend. Maybe he would join our Kryptonian Chronicles movie review.
Hey, there you go.
Maybe get on our Discord and
yeah, hit us up. Hit us up. We already got Joy. Joy said she would do it. Gap, you can come in on it. You can join some of the people that we normally do.
I'm pretty sure we're going to have Dave.
It'd be Dave, who is like Mr. Superman himself. He loves Superman. He's like a Superman expert. So, and I think it would make some great conversations. We could do a live show with a bunch of us, and like I said, we could Joy in with us, and it'd be a lot of fun. So yeah.
All right, let me show my first thingy. And this is probably the same as your second thingy.
No.
No?
I know what you're showing. I have one. It's up here.
Okay.
I have it up here at the top. And but no, I was gonna let you show yours and just yeah,
It
but I have
is
something different.
it is a new um it doesn't actually say like what is special about it, but it looks pretty cool. It's a
Mm-hmm.
new Boba Fett Funko Pop.
Mm-hmm.
Woo. And everybody knows here how much I like Boba Fett. So
Are you
I've
gonna
got a
take
new
yours out of
Boba.
the Are you
Oh
gonna take
no,
yours out of the box?
no, ain't gonna go. I just pull it out of the Amazon box. I don't even have.
Okay, so I bought the same thing. I took mine out of the box, so I'll give you guys a little show. This will be a bonus thingy, but I took mine out of the pop. I took mine out of the box.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, this is the exact same thing Steve just showed you, but that's it. That's what it looks like outside
I
the
think
box.
we bought it like within
But
minutes
yeah,
of each other.
you showed it to me, and I went, "Oh yeah, I gotta have that." So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there it is. Pretty cool.
Because we saw it when I was looking for Prime deal. Like
Yeah.
what Star Wars stuff is coming up on Prime, and that
Yep. So I love that paint scheme. That paint scheme is awesome.
it's pretty awesome.
There's a Vader that they come out with Sideshow that almost was the exact same way. Oh, I lost my mudhorn. My mudhorn fell.
Oh no.
Oh, it's okay. Where'd it go? Oh, okay. No problem. Um yeah, they had a Vader that came out for Sideshow Collectibles that was actually available in Japan, and I think it's actually still available on their website. But it almost has the same kind of like that paint scheme that they have
Yeah.
here on him. It has, and I don't know what you call it. Maybe somebody in the chat, if you know what that is, if you know what that kind of paint scheme is, I'm not sure what it is, but
Well,
it's
let
a
me
really cool.
yeah, let me pull it up on Amazon and see if it'll tell me what that is.
Yeah. So, but yeah, they have a Vader that's kind of the same way, and I almost picked it up because I thought it was really cool. But I
It just
already have
says
the
it just says Book of Boba Fett
yeah.
retro. I don't know.
Yeah. So I
Ooh,
don't.
look at that! Oh man, there's a new Superman shirt on
I
Amazon.
wonder if it's
Okay,
the one I've been looking at because I found one that I've been drooling over, and I don't know. It might be the same one.
okay. What was your second thingy?
Squirrel.
Squirrel.
Okay, so if you were with us
Whip it
last week,
out! Show me your
yeah.
thingy.
Oh God, why do I? If that was the case, I'd be charging $5.99 a month. But anyway, I'd have an OF page.
I don't know. If we're
Anyway,
going that way, we'd have to drop it down to $1 a month.
$8 a dollar, man.
Show me your thingy.
Anyway,
Come on.
so last week I told you guys that this was going to be a two-part series because I actually got two of them that I've been kind of sitting on and I haven't had a chance to show everybody. Let's be sure. Yap, I already like you, buddy. You need to stick around because you're going to fit in this chat like you wouldn't believe, my friend. You need to stick around. Anyway, last week I showed, like I said, it was a two-part thingy episode kind of thing because I had two of these that I need to show that I've been kind of sitting on for a while because I have more stuff that I want to show from Japan. But I wanted to get these shown because I want to get them out. I want to get them on the show. I've been sitting on my thingy. I need to get these out. I need to get them shown to everybody so that way I can stop just. Joy, stop contributing.
No, keep it up, Joy.
Keep it. God in heaven. So anyway, yeah. So the next one I've got.
You should see our Discord.
Yeah, no kidding. It is the Black Series.
Oh,
Armorer's helmet.
Armor.
The Armorer's helmet.
See, I still don't have any helmets. So here's the thing, and JD knows this, but for you newer folks in there, in the chat room, I collect, but only like when I can afford it, and I'm not going to get into the whole story about why I can't afford collecting anymore, because it just pisses me off. But yeah, I don't have any helmets. And I don't have any, strangely, I still do not own a lightsaber.
You have a lightsaber lamp?
That doesn't count.
I think it does.
I don't even know where that thing's at.
Oh, Matthew says the armor will be at Rebel ScumCon.
Yeah, I saw that.
Awesome. Yeah. So anyway,
The
there is the
armor. That's
armor summit
awesome.
outside the box. Yeah,
That's
and it's
cool.
pretty cool. It's got here. Let me see if I can adjust it a little bit because yeah, of course I got to try it on. I mean, just for the heck of it.
Of
I mean,
course
why
you do.
wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you?
Where were you?
Why wouldn't you? Hang on here a second. I always got to do the adjustment thing. There is a learning curve with a lot of this crap, so I have to. Yeah. So, oh, there we go. All right. Don't make fun of my bald head. Okay, hang on. Here we go.
It's Rex. Heck yeah. I don't know, man. A little too masculine for the armor, though.
That's true. I got my the broad shoulders just kind of. Anyway.
Anyway, that's awesome. That's a cool helmet.
So anyway, yep. Black Series, the Armor's helmet.
Okay.
There you go. Really awesome. Got the horns and everything. And I think this actually has I think this has a voice changing thing in it. I think you have to put batteries in it. It does a voice changing something or other, but I'll have to look at the instructions. But yeah, these, if you haven't had a chance to get a look at Black Series helmets, they are really cool. They're really awesome. Great detail. They're very well put together, and they're not horribly expensive. And if you want to do cosplay stuff on the cheap and you want to do it where it's not going to cost you a crap ton of money to order like a more detailed or like what I want to say, like a more expensive version of the same helmet. These Black Series helmets really are good, and like I said, you can see the ones behind me. There's all kinds of different ones for all different kinds of cosplay, and these helmets work great for that. So you would not be outed if you had something like this and was able to do cosplay with it. For those of you who like to do it, so these are great helmets. I'll be throwing this in my collection up there, and yeah, so
awesome.
there you go. Yeah.
All right, so I finally got this bag open.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so this is going to be, I've never done this before, but I thought this would be a cool idea. I was at the store the other day.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a Rebel Nerd Radio first.
Yes, and so I found these Biggs Taco Bell Taco Supreme sunflower seeds.
Okay, that's just scary.
I know. I was like, oh, I got to try these on the show. I got like, never had these before.
Okay, folks, for those of you in the chat and watching on the rewind, this is 100% a Rebel Nerd Radio first.
Yes. So I'm going to try.
Steve trying something obscure.
I'm trying
on the
these
show.
Biggs Taco Bell Taco Supreme sunflower seeds. So here we go.
And knowing what I know about Taco Bell, this is going to be interesting.
Very interesting. All right, here we go. Down the hatch.
Ladies and gentlemen, this may be the first time in Rebel Nerd Radio history that we have to send an ambulance to Steve's house.
Oh, man, no. That is nasty. Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
What the hell? Okay, folks, do not buy these. It does, Joy. It tastes like regret. That is gross. Man. Man, how much should I pay for those? I think I paid like $3 for them.
That was purely for our entertainment right there.
Man, that was nasty. What the? Do people actually like those?
Hey, you know what, Steve? Steve, let me just say this, buddy. I am so glad that you thought that was a good idea to do that on life.
I can't get that taste out of my mouth.
Um,
And now I'm out of coffee.
and now Steve is wishing that he drank alcohol.
No. I got this cup of water. Maybe it'll get rid of that taste. Oh my God.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree, Cap.
It came from a big exhaust pipe for a big ship.
Joy says, "Does it taste like regret?" Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was answering. Yeah, it does.
100%.
Oh man.
Oh, it's like that time Rachel and I attempted one chip challenge live on YouTube.
Man,
Have you ever
that
seen
was
those? Have you ever seen those, Steve?
the one
That
chip
one chip?
challenge.
Yeah. Have
Yeah.
you ever seen this? They're like 2 million Scoville.
Yeah.
They're freaking crazy hot.
Man, that was not good. Ah, nasty. Brennan says he's here to bring a little class to this place.
You're
I
in the
don't
wrong spot.
I don't think it's gonna help, Brennan. I don't think it's gonna help.
I don't think it's going to help at all.
Man, I don't you know what? I don't think we're gonna get sponsored by Big Sunflower Seeds.
I'm gonna throw this out there. I'm just gonna say this. I'm just gonna say this. After this display, people, I need your help in the chat. So you people in the chat, I need your help. I say that from now on, we need a segment called "Steve Tries His Thingy."
Okay, what can we come up with a different title? Because that's just wrong.
Come on, that's fantastic.
No. That is I think you're right, Joy. I know I was. I think we were all back in the class kids.
Matthew says it's not to show me your thing, is choke on your thing.
I didn't choke. It was just
It was just disgusting.
I mean, if we, Gap, I like where you're going. If we can take the thingy out of there, I ain't tasting
Thingy taste that. No, that is fantastic. Come on, Steve's thingy taste test. The only problem we're going to have, Steve, is that you're going to have to come up with something every week that you have to just randomly try.
I don't think it's that hard, man. Because if I go to the on queue, they always have these weird things that, like, yeah, I don't think I would ever eat that, but yeah.
Oh my God, the memes out of this show are going to be terrible. This almost ranks up there with the coffee enema show.
That was a classic.
I think this tops the coffee enema show. I'm just saying.
No, Gap. I did not swallow it. I spit it out. You gotta spit it out or swallow it.
Steve's salty thingy. Yeah, there you go. Steve's salty thingy.
So, okay, here's the problem with that, Joy. We have to. It has to be something that doesn't have sugar in it because I am diabetic and I can't eat cookies.
But anything with salt or hot peppers is perfectly fine.
So I will not be eating the Ariana Grande
Oreos.
Yeah, Grande Oreos. That's not going to happen.
Good Lord.
Man. I still don't have that taste out of my mouth. That is gross. Taco Supreme sunflower seeds.
I swear, people, we are actually a Star Wars show that talks about Star Wars.
That's a horrible idea. We do eventually get to our main topic. We always do.
with the caveat that the squirrels aren't going rampant.
Matthew says Steve only eats salty thingies.
Yeah, no sugary, no sweet thingies, just
no sweet thingies. I don't want no sweet thingies.
Yeah, what the hell is that about?
Oh man, give me those salty thingies. Yeah, that's it for Yeah. So Joy says, "Give those seeds to the squirrel." I ain't
Thank,
giving those seeds to nobody. Nobody should have to go through that.
thank you. Thank you for joining this rather unusual and impromptu episode of Show Me Your Thingy. You're welcome.
I wouldn't say it was impromptu. We had this scheduled.
We, we've never done a Steve tries a food on the show and then pukes it and then spits it back up and says, "Oh my God, that's the grossest shit I've ever seen."
They don't look bad. I mean, look at this. Here. See, they don't look bad. They
It's a
just look like
sunflower seed,
sunflower
dude.
seeds.
Dude,
I
it's a
mean,
sunflower seed.
you can tell you can't see it on the screen, but you can tell that there is some seasoning on them because they don't look like regular sunflower seeds.
You know, if we're going to do something like this and we can't find something like totally obscure, I know that you yourself can't eat like jelly beans and things like that. But what I'm going to do is if you're going to continue to do stuff like this, I'm going to find me a couple boxes of Bertie Bott's every flavored beans and have them here. And while you're trying something weird, I'm going to try a jelly bean and see what flavor I get.
Well, Gap, if that's the case, then why aren't they good? Because that would mean they're good. I don't know.
Hey, Steve. Just sit there, bad guys.
Nuh-uh.
Just saying. I'm just throwing it out there.
From my perspective, the Jedi are evil.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, speaking
Then
of
you
Star
are
Wars,
lost. Oh,
I'm okay with that. All right. Yeah, we need to talk about the Clone Wars. So the Clone Wars movie,
aha! We're down to our subject.
we finally got to it. Told you we'd
We
get
finally
there.
got to it.
So it premiered in theater in the at the man. What was the name of that theater? Some weird theater in Los Angeles. I don't remember the name of it. Hang on. My notes are very disorganized. It was at Grauman's. Is it called Grauman's? Grauman's
Chinese theater?
Egyptian theater.
Oh, Egyptian theater. Okay.
In Hollywood
Mm-hmm.
on August 10th of 2008. And then its wide release in theaters was August 15th, so 5 days later. I actually did not see this in theaters, unfortunately. Yeah, Joy, I actually do remember the weird, funky tasting jelly beans. Do you remember Jelly Bellies?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Jelly Bellies actually has a sugar-free version.
Nice. Well, the ones I was talking about is it, Steve. I think you said you hadn't actually seen like all the Harry Potter movies, right?
No, I've seen them all.
Okay, so the first one when they're talking about they're on the train and they get Bertie Bott's every flavored beans, which
Yeah.
basically is jelly beans that are of every flavor, and they actually have those out there, and you could get everything. There could be all kinds of different flavors, and some of them can be gross as hell.
Well, if I had sugar-free version, I'd try it.
Yeah, I don't know about sugar-free version. Now I have the non-sugar-free versions, or I have the sugar versions here at the house. We actually have a bunch of them that we picked up. So
Cool. So
if
back
we're
to
gonna
Clone Wars. Squirrel,
Clone Wars,
take a
Squirrel.
drink. So before we get into any specifics, JD, what was your overall impression the first time you saw the Clone Wars movie?
Honestly, I just kind of thought of it as basically just a really long episode of a TV show.
And we will get back to that because that's actually a topic I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
So I liked it. There were certain things about it that, as we get more into specifics, I had thoughts on.
Well, okay, so let me elaborate real quick. I honestly, this is kind of my hot take. Another hot take I have on Star Wars, and I have a few of them, but not big. But anyway, I've never been like a huge I don't go crazy over Star Wars animation. and I don't know why. I've just never really been able to get into it. Now I'll try to watch everything because I've watched Rebels. I've watched most of Clone Wars. I have not watched everything from the beginning season to the seventh season. From season one to season seven. I've never watched them. There were some things in them, and I've talked about this before. There's some things in Clone Wars, the TV show, that I did not like. There's some story arcs that I did not agree with. And like Resistance, I tried to watch the Resistance TV show and I could not do it. So
We
like,
should do an episode about that series.
oh God, you're gonna make me watch it. That's the part that sucks. Hey, Gilster's in the chat.
I
Hey
mean,
guys,
that would
buddy.
mean I would have to watch it again. Hey,
Yeah.
Gilster!
Hey, Gilster.
Oh, he watched
Uh,
the. Wait a minute. Which ranking? The Kryptonian Chronicles episode.
oh, he watched our Kryptonian Chronicles episode last night. Awesome. Oh, I hope you liked it.
Sweet.
If you folks, for you, if you're new and you like Superman, please do go watch that. It's a lot of fun. I know I gave away a few spoilers, but actually the spoilers that I give away for us is not the fun part of it. The fun part of it is the overall discussion that we
Overall
had
discussion.
about our rankings and all that kind of stuff. So please go watch it. It's a
Squirrel.
lot of fun. Squirrel. Yeah, I no, Steve or Matthew, I have watched Rebels. I've watched most of Clone Wars. I've watched quite a bit of it. Like I said, animation has not been a big thing for me. I did watch the Visions episodes. I thought they were very great. I did watch like the Bad Batch. I thought it was a lot of fun, but I'll be honest with you, it's a little hard to get through just because I'm just not big on the animation, and I don't know why. I loved animated TV shows from back in the '80s, like He-Man, GI Joe, Voltron, Transformers, all
G.I.
the classics.
Joe.
Yeah, all the classics. I loved all the classic TV shows. The kids' TV shows back in the '80s when I was a kid. I love those shows. I don't know why now I kind of find it hard to watch those kind of things, but I just don't get into them as much. So when I watch them, it's just kind of a passing glance and then I go on with them. But I did, like I said, I did go to see Clone Wars in the movie theaters. I did enjoy it. It was great and that kind of stuff. So just kind of just throwing it out there. Oh, Yo, Joe. Exactly, Gap. Yo, Joe.
Yo, Joe.
Yeah.
I need to take a drink, guys.
Yeah, the droids. I did watch the droids and the Ewok shows, but I watched them a long time ago, and I never really
Yeah, it's
picked
been
them
a
back
while.
up again. Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah. So let's just get into it. Let's get into it.
Okay.
I did, like you already mentioned it. My question that I was going to ask was, did it feel like a movie or just a long TV episode? And you've already given me your answer.
Mhm.
But
Well,
I
and
felt
let me elaborate a little bit because I mean, really, the plot line and everything that was going on. The fact that they gave Anakin an apprentice, and then they did all these things. I mean, if you watch Clone Wars, it just felt like a really long episode of Clone Wars.
it. Yeah, it felt like multiple episodes that they just spliced together.
Yeah.
Because you did have arcs. You had the Christophersus arc
Hmm.
where we get the very first appearance of Ahsoka.
Hmm.
And so that was a cool arc. I actually liked that arc. I think my favorite part about the arc, aside from Anakin getting a Padawan, which I thought was hilarious,
Hmm.
but I thought one of my other favorite parts was Obi-Wan's surrender.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
thought
that
that
part
was
was funny.
yeah,
That
that
part was
was
funny.
that was
Yeah,
pretty fun.
that was good. That was good because that's completely out of character for him. So you
Yeah.
had to know that he was like stalling and just being a smart aleck and stuff like that. So that was a
Can we
lot of
get
fun.
some
No,
refreshments, please?
yeah. And I honestly, I mean, the whole Ahsoka thing, I didn't realize how popular she was going to become at the time because I was like, oh yeah, that's a cool character. That's kind of neat. She's a different kind of person.
I don't think
She's just
anybody thought
as
she was going to be that popular.
I don't know. I don't think anybody did. I was like, wow. And then when she blew up and people were like demanding to see her in other stuff, and now she's like one of the most beloved characters in Star Wars. I mean, I think it was great. I liked her when she came out. I thought she was great. And the fact that she had the same type of energy and attitude to match Anakin's, that she was just headstrong.
At first, I thought she was a little annoying. She kind of had to grow on me.
I thought it was funny because Yoda specifically knew what Ahsoka's attitude was and what her personality was like, and she goes, "That is somebody that Anakin Skywalker needs to actually be a better Jedi." And I kind of agree, because me being a dad, I think me having a daughter actually made me a better person, a wiser adult. And I learned just as much from having a daughter as I did just living my own life. And I thought it was great. And I think a lot of people, most kids are kind of annoying. Yeah,
that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But and I think I think Yoda kind of assumed that having Ahsoka and having a headstrong, opinionated Padawan would be Sky Guy. Awesome, Gilster. Yes, Sky Guy. Sky Guy and Snips. Awesome stuff. But yeah, I mean, I think he assumed that by giving him a Padawan and somebody to teach, it would make him that much better of a Jedi. And I agree with him in that aspect. I think it would have, and I think it did. I think it did. I mean, it's still ultimately what happened to him, but I don't think it was a bad thing. I think it made him a better person in a lot of ways, because he had somebody to teach and realize some of his own shortcomings in Ahsoka. And if you see the Ahsoka series, you kind of notice that their relationship he never really, I mean, he lost that connection when he was Vader, but in the end, he came back and he wanted to make sure that he completed her training, and he still felt some type of dedication to her, which I think was fantastic.
Yeah. So yeah, first appearance of Ahsoka. We also got the first appearance. Gilster was talking about Stinky. Jabba's kid. Stinky.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I call him Stinky. Stinky the Hutt.
The whole time I'm watching it, I'll be honest with you, the whole time. Yeah, thank you. You beat me to it, Gilster.
Yeah.
The whole time I'm watching that, I'm thinking of Return of the Jedi, and I'm thinking of what happened to Jabba's kid. What happened to Stinky?
What happened to Stinky?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we know 100% that this show and the storyline was done well after Return of the Jedi wrapped. We all know that. I mean, it's one of them things in cinema that when you tell stories that happen before those events or after those events, they kind of in a way almost you kind of have to go with a little bit of faith that it all kind of mashes together, because obviously when George Lucas was coming out with the Return of the Jedi and thought of Jabba the Hutt, he didn't say, "Hey, all these years later, I'm going to come up with a baby named Stinky that's going to go along with it."
Take care, Gap man. Hey,
thank you.
Get on our Discord and we'll we have all kinds of fun on there.
Yes, sir. Thanks for coming, buddy. Appreciate you.
Yeah, whatever happened to Stinky?
Whatever happened to Stinky?
I think he had an actual name. Like I can't remember what his actual name was.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was either. And I literally watched the show last night, but I can't remember what his name was.
I don't think we ever got his name in the show, did we?
No, it just said Jabba's son, and she nicknamed him Stinky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I just Googled it. What is Jabba's son's name? Rada. Rotta. Rada the Huttlet.
Rada the Hutt. Oh,
sometimes nicknamed Punky Muffin.
We're actually gonna see him again.
Oh yeah, we're gonna see him in the movie, aren't we?
Yeah. I think it's the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. I think that they said we're gonna see him again.
Yeah, we're gonna get
to see Stinky again.
We're gonna get to see Stinky again. Punky Muffin.
We're gonna see Fred. Yeah. Imagine his name is Fred. We'll go with
Matthew,
that.
I think that's going to be your name from now on. Your name is going to be Punky Muffin.
Punky Muffin.
So everybody refer to Matthew as Punky Muffin.
Oh God.
We also got the first appearance of another character that we will see again later in the Clone Wars, and that is Zero the Hutt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know about him. He was I understand the purpose, like his purpose in the overall, like in the movie, but he was just a little weird. He didn't seem like a Hutt because, for one, he spoke Basic,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't think I've ever seen a Hutt speak Basic.
Mm-hmm.
So that was that.
That's the only one that I know of, because even in the book of Boba Fett, the twins, they didn't speak Basic.
Yeah. So that was a little
So
weird.
yeah.
And I mean, on top of the fact that he was purple or whatever color, he was not. He didn't look like a Hutt. He looked like a Hutt in costume.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he definitely was. He was definitely different.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, you got so got first appearance of Ahsoka, first appearance of Stinky, first appearance of Zero. You get to see the first like the seed being planted of the friendship between Ahsoka and Rex.
Mm-hmm.
They have that conversation about, yeah, I outrank you, and he's all like, experience outranks everything. And they got a little back and forth going on in there, and then but yeah, so let's talk about the Battle of Christophsis first.
Okay.
You see a lot kind of was established there. You get the first views of Ahsoka and Anakin's relationship, and see how they
Mm-hmm.
get to their kind of back and forth, their banter going on. And that was a lot of fun, actually. There was
Yeah. Gilster says Zero the Hutt felt like he would be in the Star Trek universe instead of Star Wars. Yeah. Yeah.
that was
He was
yeah
kind of he was kind of odd. He was kind of odd.
he was definitely kind of odd.
He was definitely odd.
But yeah, we see this interaction, this banter back and forth between Anakin and Ahsoka, and you basically just get a glimpse of what you're going to see for like the next 7 seasons of Clone
Mm-hmm.
Wars.
Yeah, basically.
And that their relationship was a lot of fun in this movie.
But you know what though? I mean, because we did the episodes before this one. We talked about like Clone Wars season 7. And Clone Wars season 7, they highlighted the relationship a little bit between Rex and Ahsoka again.
Yeah,
And you see it in this movie. You see where things kind of started out, but then if you watch Clone Wars season 7, you see where things ended. Even though she wasn't a Jedi, even though she was no longer with the Order, Rex and them still felt like that she had earned their respect and she had earned their admiration for the things that she did do, and the participation, and everything that went on during the Clone Wars and all the Clone Wars series. And so it's kind of fun to see that interaction. And I mean, it's fun to see the introduction of Ahsoka and where she went throughout all of the series. But that little bit of tidbit of stuff between her and Rex, and the relationship that grew with them, and the respect and everything, that was pretty cool. I did like that. That was neat to see.
yeah, yeah, it was good stuff.
Hmm.
So basically, I mean, aside from this Battle of Christophsis, which kind of kicks things off, the whole movie basically has to do with Jabba's son is stolen. We find out that Count Dooku's behind it, and he's
Hmm.
trying to blame the Jedi. And so
Hmm.
you've got the Dooku and his apprentice, Asajj Ventress, um, trying to rescue him before the Jedi can.
Hmm.
And then there's just a whole lot of back and forth there, and essentially like they're trying to blame the Jedi so that the Hutts will side with the Separatists in the war. And if they
Basically give him control of Hut space, or
right
give
because
them
that's
access to Hut space.
right because that's very important hyperspace lanes,
Mm-hmm.
and whoever has access to those is kind of going to gain an upper hand.
Mm-hmm.
So trying to blame each other, and then ultimately, they find out that it was Count Dooku that was
Mm-hmm.
behind everything. Or, I mean, technically, you could say Sidious was behind it, but
Mm-hmm.
so it's all this thing about rescuing the baby, and the baby gets sick, and there's hey Tina,
Hey, Tina.
what's up? You missed the taste test. Uh,
Yeah, I highly recommend you go back and watch that part.
yeah, I thought that stuff was nasty. Um, so okay, so a couple questions. You told me how you reacted when you first saw the movie back in.
Mm-hmm.
You saw it. You said you saw it in the theater in 2008. We
Mm-hmm.
know that both of us think that it was just a long episode, but overall, has your opinion of the movie itself changed over time?
Mm, no, I don't think so. I mean, like I said, I enjoyed it. The only thing I think really changed about it was, so I guess I did change a little bit, but I guess the only thing that really changed for me was going back and seeing Ahsoka for the first time, knowing what I know now about Ahsoka and her involvement and where she's come as a character. It's fun to go back and live those first moments of seeing her in theaters and understanding how far and how much her character's developed. So that part of it for me is cool. Has changed from that point. But other than that, I don't really see any other parts of it that was much different, like I said, than just basically watching a really long episode of the Clone Wars. It's
Well,
and since I mean at the time I'd never seen Clone Wars and I watched it, I was like, oh, that's cool. But like I said, animation didn't really hold the same nostalgia for me. But I was like, okay, cool. I got to see this animated Star Wars movie that came out, and that's cool. We didn't have anything at the time, and I got to see this, and I was like, oh, that's cool. They're coming out with anime. I'm like, maybe this will open the door for other stuff. Maybe other types of animated movies that we can come
mhm.
in. That's still Star Wars content, but it's animated movies. And I was like, okay, well, that's cool. I like it. It's good. But
So okay.
I still enjoy it. It's just that really didn't change much in that respect.
Well, let me ask you. So, in the grand scheme of Star Wars animation, where would you say it sits for you? Like, is it better than some, or like?
No, I think I've seen other material since that I think is better. For
So,
instance, I really enjoy the tales of dot 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 Jedi, Sith, Empire, Underworld. I've seen a lot of those animations. I think a lot of those animations for me are better. And that's not because I
I
just
I think
honestly I'm
overall, I like it, like the movie. I like the
yeah.
movie more than Tales of the Underworld.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, but
I
I can see that because I think like I said, we talked about Tales of the Underworld and we're kind of like, but then again, the Ventress stuff intrigued me because I wanted to see about Ventress, but like the Cad
uh,
Bane stuff, even though
yeah,
Cad Bane's an awesome character, I kind of looked at the Cad Bane stuff and I went, I didn't really
yeah.
care
I
for that.
mean, the premise and the idea was interesting.
Hmm.
I just think overall, I think I liked the Clone Wars movie more than Tales of the Underworld. Um, if I'm remembering correctly, I think I liked it more than the third season of Bad Batch because I don't remember caring much for the third season.
And see,
There
that's the
were
way I felt. I kind of felt that way about season two. I thought season two was
maybe it
more
was season two. There
tone.
was because we talked about those seasons.
Right,
There was one of
right.
those seasons we were just kind of like, Um, but I will say that it stands as a better animated series overall than, say, Resistance. I think I liked it better than all of the Resistance.
Yeah, I'll go with that. I'll agree with that. But like I said, I think like Tales of the Jedi, Tales of the Sith, even Tales of the Empire really wasn't about Tales of the Empire, so I don't whatever.
I,
But and like Visions has come out with stuff that's just even though it's not canon and it's not officially part of the Star Wars universe, Visions has come out with some stuff that is just so mind blowing when it comes to animation.
yeah,
And we're
Visions
talking.
has got
I'm
some
not.
cool stuff. Yeah.
I'm not necessarily talking about just like storylines and everything. I'm talking about the general overall broad spectrum of like
Mm-hmm.
animation, the stories, everything. Things like the Ronin. I mean, like the Ronin storyline for Vision season one. I mean, is
Yeah,
just top tier.
that was
To
pretty
me,
cool.
that is just top tier, and it was just so awesome the way it was put together. I think it was just great, and I've enjoyed the tales of the different seasons that they've done, the different storylines that they've done. The
Mm-hmm.
animation I think is vastly improved. And I'm like I said, it's not saying that I didn't like Clone Wars. It's not saying that I don't watch the movie whenever I get a chance. It's just that I think that things have come out since that have been much more that have trumped that as far as being. And I'm not using that as a political term, people. So don't say anything. But I'm saying it's they've been kind of replaced with better animation, better concepts, and stuff like that. And that's just because Clone Wars came out in what 2008. You know,
Yeah,
Clone Wars came out a while ago, and since then they've improved upon that. I mean, if you think about it, 2008 is almost. I mean, we're 3 years away from 20 years ago.
yeah, that's crazy.
So anything that happened 20 years ago, obviously the CGI, the animation, the computer processing, the AI involved in everything is obviously it's going to be better as we get further along with the technology and stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm not really talking about in respect of that. I'm talking about for the time. It was a lot of fun, but since then, I've seen a lot of things that I've just enjoy a lot more.
Um, any standout moments, like anything that you like, favorite moments, I guess you could say, of the movie?
Um, I mean, really, for me, the standout part of it was actually a couple things. All the interactions between Ahsoka and Anakin, I loved. That stuff was great. I love the banter between the two of them. I love the
Mm-hmm.
interaction, the clash of personalities. I really liked it. And like I said, her being the way she was, I think Yoda knew what he was doing when he put the two of them together because he knew there would be a lot of learning moments for both of them, and I think he understood that. The only other thing that I think I liked the same is that whenever you try to get Padme and Anakin in the same room or on the same holo call, and they're trying to hide what they've done and their marriage and their feelings towards one another, it always makes for like awkward, like funny, sometimes funny moments where you're like, yeah, we know what's going on behind the scenes, but everybody else is oblivious. And it makes for a lot of fun because we know as the audience, we understand exactly what the situation is. But for the people in the show, they're like, well, that was weird. What's going on? I don't get it.
Yeah.
And like season seven, when Rex is guarding the door and Anakin's having a conversation with Padme over the holo thing, and he's trying to keep Obi-Wan from finding out what he's talking about, and he comes out and he's trying to deflect. Oh, nothing's going on, no big deal. Rex is like, no, sir, you can't go in there. He's like, wait a minute, your commander. Why can't I go in there? And then Anakin comes walking out. And he's like, well, tell Padme. I said, hi. I'm going, really? You were that blind? You didn't really know what was going on? So, like, dude, you're Obi-Wan. I love you, buddy, but you're just kind of oblivious, man. I don't know what the deal is there. So that, I mean, like I said, that part of it is fun because, like I said, we know what's going on, but the rest of the characters in the show don't, and it just makes some funny, awkward, just interesting moments. But yeah, the interaction between Ahsoka and Anakin, just the banter and the play off of each of these characters was a lot of fun. I liked it.
So you didn't like Stinky?
He's a Huttlet. What do you want me to say? He's a
Come on,
Huttlet.
man.
I don't know.
He was the best character in the whole movie.
Yeah, that didn't say anything and smelled funny. Right. Um,
I mean, I guess you could say. I guess you could say he didn't say anything. He didn't need to say anything. He
no,
didn't
that's true.
need to say anything. He was, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, it was a good excuse for them to bring Jabba the Hutt back too, like bring a familiar character back.
Yeah.
You know, and you know that, and I mean the Count Dooku stuff. I noticed that like the animation, like after you see Clone Wars season 7, and you see that moment between Ahsoka and Maul, and you see the mocap animation after they did that. When you go back and you watch something like that, it's like watching Revenge of the Sith for the first time, and then going back and watching A New Hope, the battle between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. You're like, this looks like it's in slow motion. What the hell? And you notice the imperfections. You notice the things a lot more because then you've seen what choreography looks like, and you've seen what this faster paced CGI stuff looks like, and then you go back and you watch that and you're going, wow. But
Yeah.
but at the same time, I mean, you notice that when Obi-Wan and Ventress are fighting, you notice that it's like you don't really see the swing of the lightsaber, you just see the clash because the animation is so fast and they really didn't put much into the full motion of the lightsaber. It was more of a just a bang, 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 that kind of thing. There wasn't a lot of thought put into that. But when they hit season 7, they decided to pull out all the stops, and they get Ray Park and they get somebody else to play Ahsoka, and they actually go through and they do mocap, and then they put the animation on top of it. You can see that adds a whole new element because it feels more realistic in the sense of lightsaber duels, where the other one is just so kind of bang stop, bang stop. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
just yeah. So um yeah.
No, I think, yeah, like overall, I think the storytelling and the writing just in the Clone Wars got a lot better over time. So
Oh well,
this
yeah,
was a good,
yeah,
like test run.
yeah. This I think a lot of it was, hey, this is an introduction of what you may see in the future with this TV show, but it's not going to be in movies. It's going to be a TV series. What do you think? What was the response? And people were like, Dave Filoni, obviously he wrote and directed it or whatever. I think, did he write it and direct it, or did he just write it? I can't remember. I'll be
Oh,
honest with you, I can't remember.
Dave, you talking about Dave Filoni?
Yeah, Dave Filoni. I think he
Um,
wrote the story. I'm not sure if he directed the animation. I don't remember for sure. I know he wrote it, but I'm not sure about
I
direction.
I don't remember either, but I know he had a large part of it. No,
Yeah,
he did. He did direct it.
he did direct it. Okay.
Uh, and according to the Wikipedia article, he did not write it.
Oh, I thought he wrote it.
Now, I do know that Ahsoka is a Filoni creation. Well, it's actually a Lucas and Filoni creation.
Hmm.
So he had to. Maybe he just wasn't credited with writing.
Does it say who wrote it?
Matt Lanter, no, Henry Gilroy, Scott
Hmm.
Murphy, and Stephen Melching,
Okay. Okay. Huh.
but directed by Dave Filoni.
Hmm.
Um,
So maybe they had planned on putting some type of character in there. They just didn't know what to do, and Filoni said, "Hey, put this person in there."
yeah,
That could have been the way it went. I mean, we're speculating
maybe,
at this point.
maybe.
Yeah, I mean, we're speculating. We're speculating at this point, but I know that he had such a I know that he had such a passion for the character, and he had a passion for Clone Wars after that. So I think he, he wanted to make sure it did well, and he, I mean, he's kept her alive this whole time, and we've seen her through Clone Wars, we've seen her through Rebels. Now she has her own TV series, and we've seen her in just a lot of different medium dealing with Star Wars, and people like Ashley Eckstein, who is the original voice of Ahsoka, which most of you people know, but she's such a
Yeah.
great personality, such a great person. Being a voice actor and doing that, she has such a passion for the character as well. And then Rosario Dawson, who's now take up the mantle of the live action version.
Yeah.
People, and with Rosario, the thing about Rosario is that was actually like fan motivated to put Rosario in that role as Ahsoka, as an older Ahsoka, because
Yeah.
they felt like she embodied, she had the look and she could do the job. And when she came out, people were like, it was insane when people watched the episode. But then again, that whole season episode, or that whole second season of The Mandalorian, kind of carried that whole energy. But when people actually saw Ahsoka on screen as a live action character for the first time, I mean, it sparked a lot of emotion about the character that they knew, and how passionate, and you could see how passionate people were about that. And this is the movie where we get that introduction, and you can take it all back to there. So if you haven't had a chance to, and you want to watch the Clone Wars movie, I know, like I said, we understand. We've already said we understand that it's a very extended episode of the Clone Wars TV show, but it is in movie format, and it is the first appearance of a lot of it's the first appearance of Ahsoka herself and the relationship between Ahsoka and Anakin Skywalker, which is where kind of where it all began, kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, was this? This was also the first appearance of Rex, wasn't it?
I think so. Wait, yeah, because in the Revenge of the Sith we had Cody, which we saw Cody in there too. But yeah, I think so. I could be wrong. I mean, somebody in the chat, like, make sure we're not giving bad
Yeah.
information here.
Fact check us on
Fact
that
check
one.
us, but I'm pretty sure this was the first appearance of Captain Rex too. Yeah, and that signature helmet with the horns,
Yeah.
which
Captain Rex's first appearance was in the animated film, specifically in the Battle of Christophsis.
there you go. Yep, that was his first appearance. So yeah, we're not wrong.
Woo-hoo. Rex is cool.
Like Captain Rex.
I like Captain
Eventually, we're going to get Steve in a cosplay for Captain Rex. Older Captain Rex.
Older Captain Rex.
Older Captain Rex.
For sure. All right. Anybody in the chat have any final thoughts on the Clone Wars movie? Somebody other than Matthew, because we already know how he feels about it.
I was going to say, we know how Matthew feels about it. We don't have to question that.
Yeah.
We know how Matthew feels about it. Matthew,
it
we
is
understand.
Perfectly clear what you think about the Clone Wars, so yes, I don't need to hear
perfectly
it
clear. We don't have to ask questions about what Matthew thinks.
Yeah.
But is there anybody else? Anybody else have like final thoughts? Anybody else have something they want to ask, or something that you saw that stood out to you? Please throw it up in the chat. I mean, probably should have said that earlier, but and Gilster even says throughout the Clone Wars we also got Cad Bane and much more beloved characters. Which Cad Bane, same thing. We saw him in Book of Boba Fett, and in a live action, which was awesome to see him come out in live action. And yeah, I mean, the Clone Wars produced a lot of memorable characters that everybody seems to like.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I mean, the Clone Wars overall, I always go back and forth on whether I like the Clone Wars more than Rebels. I always go back and forth on those two.
For me, it was. I think for me, it was definitely Rebels, and that's because I hated the Clone Wars. Like I said, I just didn't really get into it, and I watched more of the Rebels TV series than I did the Clone Wars TV series.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty awesome show.
Yeah, it's a pretty awesome show. But like I said, there were things about the Clone Wars, there were story arcs that I completely didn't agree with, and I've voiced my opinion on that. And I know, like I said, Star Wars hot take. Don't hate me for it. Don't take away my Star Wars card. But like
Wait a minute.
yeah.
You have a
Yeah.
Star Wars card?
Heck yeah, I got a Star Wars membership card. Obviously, I've purchased it for. I mean, but yeah, there's no choice. Rebels by a mile. Matthew says Rebels by a mile. So there, Matthew chimed in again. He didn't like this. He didn't like the quote unquote Snore Wars. He liked Rebels.
Yeah, I don't know what his problem is.
He doesn't like Clone Wars.
Clearly,
He's not a big fan of the Clone Wars. That's his problem.
Yeah, I mean it's okay to be wrong.
We don't judge, Matthew. We don't judge. We don't judge. You know, it's okay.
I don't know. I'm kind of judging.
Tina says she likes Rebels, good original characters added to the Star Wars universe. Yes, I agree. Which I have the Ghost. The Ghost is sitting up there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Gilster says it's 50-50 for him. That's okay.
Yeah, that's
okay. But Ahsoka is number one otherwise. Yes, I agree, Tina. Ahsoka is probably in my top 3 favorite characters in Star Wars. No question. Yep. Because I really enjoyed seeing her in this movie, and I've enjoyed seeing her make her way into live action and just her overall story arc. I think she's been such a great character that's been brought in and has contributed so much to the Star Wars lore. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's great. There's an episode of the Clone Wars that I liked, but they were few and far between. Yeah. Yeah. I like I said. Oh, and I just thought of it. Sorry, I was having a brain fart there. Like the Mortis arc, for instance. I have stated my dislike of the Mortis arc on several occasions, and I caught a little crap for it because there's a lot of people who really like the Mortis arc, and I didn't care for it. I didn't care for it, and I have and it's probably not for the reason people think why I didn't like the Mortis arc. So, but we've talked about that briefly before on the other shows. So if you folks were around when we talked about it, like I said, don't take away my Star Wars card. I didn't care for it. But then again, I feel like that because it's in the animation realm, I don't feel like that I'm unjustified in saying that I didn't really care for it as being part of the Star Wars overall arc. The overall saga of Star Wars, I didn't think I was remiss for saying I just didn't care for it. Clone Wars would have been good if it was 3 seasons. Yeah, I mean, if they'd have cut out all the unnecessary and a lot of the filler episodes, yeah, they probably could have cut it down quite a bit. But it was actually, honestly, though, the Clone Wars, I mean, I think for the most part, it did very well on Cartoon Network. And I think people really enjoyed it. They really had a lot of fun with it. And there's a lot of young kids that, I mean, I'm not going to be mad at it because there's probably a lot of young kids and a lot of the younger generation that came into and have such a passion for Star Wars. And it's because of the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
And really, honestly, too, this is something I argue with people as far as like the sequels, the prequels, the original trilogy, all that nonsense, all that argument that people get into, is that the Clone Wars, and it started with the Clone Wars movie, the Clone Wars added a lot more depth and context to the prequel movies because when the prequel movies came out, and a lot of people who were around when the prequel movies originally came out, a lot of it wasn't well received. A lot of people didn't like it because they felt like it went too far away from the original movie's source material. And they didn't like the choreography. They didn't like Jar Jar Binks. The acting, even we've admitted that and Steve and I have talked about it, the acting was weird in some places. I mean, it got better, but it was still, there was some really subpar acting going on. There were some moments that were even cringe that I was like, man, I can't. And I mean, being an older guy, I use the word cringe because I mean, there was parts about it that I was just like, this is not doing it for me. But the Clone Wars added depth to the movies that I think really helped it out a lot. I think it really gave it a lot more substance and put a lot more into the story that invested people more in the prequel trilogy. Something that I really do, and I know there's people that are going to disagree with me, but I hope that in the future we really do get this type of dedication to the sequel trilogy, where it may not fix every issue that the sequel trilogy has, but maybe it will help to bring a new depth to the story that will validate some of the decisions that were made. Maybe they can come up with some interesting storylines that will allow them to maybe tell a more in-depth story and get people to be a little bit more informed about what they were going through and what they were thinking when the sequel trilogy was made. And I think the Clone Wars did this for the prequel trilogy, and it all began right here with the Clone Wars movie. That's my take on it. I mean, really, to be honest.
Well, maybe we'll
That's how I feel
get maybe we'll get more. Maybe the acolyte will get more love down
I
the
don't
line.
I hope so. I think that was more of a. I know we don't talk politics on the show, but I think that was more of a politically motivated hatred rather than just not liking the show. I think that had more to do with sociopolitics than anything. But
Could be.
Gilster says, or actually Matthew said, I watched The Resistance. The Clone Wars was Oscar worthy compared to that turd that won't flush. And Gilster says, I have all seasons box set of Clone Wars on DVD. It's way better than the sequels. Yeah, we can agree to disagree, Gilster. That's okay. We don't have to agree with it. To each their own. That's okay.
Okay, Matthew, you convinced me. Next week we're going to talk about Resistance.
Oh God, no. There ain't no way I'm going to be able to watch all of the Resistance by next week.
Oh, come on.
No, I don't think I can make it. I don't think I can do it.
Watch it on fast forward.
I can't. I don't think I can make it.
What are we going to talk about next week? I don't think we have anything. Yeah, we don't have anything.
Eventually, we've got
scheduled.
character studies. We got character studies that we want to do, and we want to kind of do deep dive into some characters. We have ships that we want to talk about. Matthew says, "Stab me in the thingy." I agree, Matthew. You and I are on the same page on that one. Stab me in the thingy. I think I would get more enjoyment out of that.
I don't know. I mean, we need to come up with something.
Gilster says, "What is the acolyte?" Tina says, "I love Kamir." See, I liked Kamir too. I have the helmet. I have his lightsaber. I liked Kamir. I, for the most part, enjoyed the acolyte. I thought it was all right. I thought it was. I really wasn't. Overall, wasn't upset with it. I mean, I don't think it didn't have any other problems that any other show has. I just think that a lot of hate that it got was very unnecessary. So, but like I said, to each their own. If you didn't like it, you didn't like it. That's okay.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, so let's figure this out. Let's figure this out. What Star Wars product have you and I never talked about?
Ice cube makers?
Let me rephrase. What Star Wars movie or TV show or book have you and I? We won't go with book because there's a lot of books we haven't talked about.
Number one, there's a lot of books, and there's a good chance that you've read a lot more than I have. And if I have to read a book, there's no way. I can pretty much guarantee there's no way I'm going to get done in a week.
Joy, I don't even know how I would talk about that because I've never been to any of the Star Wars amusement parks.
But see, I have.
So I've actually have nothing to
them.
contribute to that conversation. But no. What movie or TV show have you and I not talked about? Have we talked about Book of Boba Fett?
Yeah, I mean we've talked about it before.
Okay.
Talk about Die Hard, a Christmas movie.
That's not Star Wars.
We have talked about other stuff in the past that doesn't relate to Star Wars, but it seems like we people are more interested in our opinions on Star Wars than they are a lot of the other stuff that we talk about. So
yeah, if you want to hear us talk about non-Star Wars stuff, you're going to have to go to the other sub shows that we do. whatever the hell you want to call
or
it.
join us on Discord.
Or join us on Discord, yeah.
Or join us on Discord.
Man, what have we not talked about?
Wish the Lost Stars by Claudia Gray would be made into an animated film. I think you've read the Lost Stars, right, Steve?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, you've read it. That's on my list. I just have to find time.
It's on your to-do list.
It's on my to-do list.
Man. We'll come up with something before next week, hopefully.
Yep.
Hopefully.
Yep.
We're not man, I'm just not quite ready to talk about the ships yet.
The Young Jedi Chronicles, Joyce says.
Next.
You want to do it? Seriously, what are the two of us going to talk about with those TV shows?
What about character studies? We could do a character study.
Does anybody have I know what Matthew's going to say. I know what Matthew's.
We're not doing Han Solo.
I know what Matthew's going to tell us we're not supposed to do, and I know what he's going to tell us he wants us to do. So I mean, we can ask that, but I was going to say you can throw up in the chat if there's some characters that you enjoy or some of your favorite characters that you would actually like to talk about. So we would be happy to.
Here's my suggestion.
Okay.
Get on the Discord and tell us what characters you would like us to talk about.
Mm-hmm. And we can do several shows about different characters.
Yeah, we can do different character. Yeah, we can do different character studies.
Yeah.
But maybe if we see one that well, eventually we are doing Boba Fett.
Clea from Andor. Tina, did you see all of the Emmy nominations that Andor got today?
Oh my gosh, no doubt.
Oh, good Lord. There was,
like
my
14,
goodness.
Wasn't there?
14. There was 14 Emmy nominations, including Best Voiceover Character Actor for Ellen Tudyk and Best Guest Actor Appearance by Forrest Whitaker.
And it got a nomination for Outstanding Drama Series.
I hope it wins a bunch of them, so that way all the haters will shut the hell up.
Hell yeah!
I'd laugh my. Well, okay. They already need to shut up because Andor is a great show. But
why don't we
Clea from Andor? Holy crap, that would be fun.
We'll close with this. Here are all of the Emmy nominations that it got: Outstanding Drama Series, Outstanding Production Design, Outstanding Cinematography, Outstanding Fantasy/Sci-Fi Costumes, Outstanding Directing for a Drama Series, Outstanding Picture Editing for a Drama Series, Outstanding Music Composition, Outstanding Original Music, Outstanding Guest Actor in a Drama Series for Forrest Whitaker, Outstanding Character Voiceover, like you said, Outstanding Sound Editing, Outstanding Sound Mixing. Why are there two of those? Outstanding Special Visual Effects and Outstanding Writing for a drama series. You know what? The Acolyte got a nomination.
Got one.
Yeah.
Got one.
Yeah.
It was sound editing or something.
Yeah, sound editing. So, yeah. I agreed. Agreed, Tina and Joy. Tina says, I hope Andor cleans house. And Joy says, I hope they win them all. Yeah, that'd be great.
Gilster is advocating for Admiral Akbar.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't, Matthew. Basil's name wasn't even in the nominations. Anyway, yeah, get on the Discord and tell us what characters you would like to see us talk about. And while you're doing that, me and JD will try to come up with a topic too. Usually we have these things planned out for several weeks, but We didn't have anything planned out after Clone Wars.
No, we really didn't. We were making jokes earlier, Matthew. We weren't going to continue the Clone Wars series. This was it.
No, I think we should. Now, I know that we have, like, the Tuesday after Rebel ScumCon, we'll probably have a Rebel ScumCon recap type thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, let me just put that in the schedule now. So we've got 3 episodes between now and then that we need to come up with. Yeah, we'll have to figure something out. Anyway, yeah, we'll figure something out. But thanks everybody for coming in the chat. Thanks to all you new folks that came in and hung out with us. Thanks to all the new subscribers. Speaking of which, we are now up to 300. But yeah, thanks for coming in, and we will see you next video games. Yep, we'll see you next week. Heck yeah. May the force be with you, Joy. Later.